tall towers, only to be shut up like hot house flowers. Prince came without a crown and with expectations. Try and learn to love the man, don't know if you can, and he won't even take you on a week's vacation. Well, that's the truth, though it's hard to accept it. The prince had a gun and she knew where he kept it. Where he kept it. Also life dragged on like a blues song, dirty and long. She never had the heart to go and stay gone. Love can leave you with a fever, like money can leave you cold. 10 years down the line, she come home to find he got himself a new princess to hold. Well, that's the truth, though it's hard to accept it. The prince had a gun and she knew where he kept it. Where he kept it. So the princess, she called her mama. You know, the queen, she's seen her share of trauma. She ridden in the front lines, and she gave this advice: you took the ring, signed on the line, but that don't mean you got to play nice. Oh, don't play nice. Well, that's the truth, though it's hard to accept it. The prince had a gun and she knew where he kept it. Oh, where he kept it. Oh. I said the girls look forward to their tall towers, yeah. You see them pacing the floor, they're counting the hours. And now she's finishing her last meal. Flashes a smile, Spanish walk down the aisle, freer than she's felt in years. Said that that's the truth, though it's hard to accept it. The prince had a gun and she knew where he kept it. That's the truth, though it's hard to accept it. When the needle came down, she barely felt it.
Ah, yeah. That is our beautiful homegirl Tori Sparks with one of her oldies and goodies, Tall Towers. Because everybody, we are going through some tall tower moments. Welcome back, everyone. This is our Two Gather Round Children. I hope you have another round of coffee. Well, it's past noon, so you can start your vermouths, whatever you want. We've got another brunch-filled hour as we rock to the brunch hours here on The Club with Lucas on RCE 106.9 FM. And welcome to our Saturday brunch extravaganza. I hope you're doing well. It's going to be warm out there today, so don't dress too warm. Okay. So remember, you can catch the jams live on 106.9 FM here in the beautiful state of Catalonia, as well as catching them with your peepholes at RCE 106.9 FM on YouTube, and catch us always on rce.cat, wherever you are across this beautiful world. We're going to have a spot of Blue Mesa live sessions with Sir Jety, who is joining us as well. Not only is he a member of Cava, which is a wonderful organization and collective here for artists and bands here in not just Barcelona, but in Spain, but specifically focused here in Barcelona. But also he's a member of the Blues Walkers, and we're going to be playing a little bit of that as well because I'm digging so much of the different sounds. Now, what I didn't realize until I was doing my nerd research this past week is that our homeboy Jety, who's providing us with the tunes and the Blue Mesa live sessions, is an instrumentalist of many proportions. Now, he says three, I say four different instruments, and we're going to be talking about that in just a little bit as well. But of course, remember, we want you to follow us here on Instagram at The Club with Lucas, or TwitX, however you want to call it, at The Club W Lucas. Remember, you can also follow us as well at 106.9 FM to catch us live. Now, as always, we love to serve up a melange of different music that I love and different music that I love also from people here in the city. There was a young man that graced our studio about 2 months ago, and his name is Jety. He is actually on the sofa is his tagline on Instagram. So follow him because he's just released his first album. And this is one of the singles that I would call it a B-side, but I absolutely love this song. And this is for and from Jety, and this is called A Fool's Paradise. And we'll be right back to talk a little bit about the Barcelona St. Jordi's Film Festival, which is kicking off, everybody. Oh, my God. My homeboy from Austin, Texas, Richard Linklater, is going to be here, as well as Meg Ryan. Coming to Barcelona, we've got a lot to talk about. We'll be right back in 3 minutes.
At the start, it felt like something. Now it's something else. Back up on the shelf, honey. Too close for comfort. But now I'm far from healing. Show me something that you live for, that keeps you breathing. Baby, baby, don't you leave me into a fool's paradise. Baby, baby, don't you leave me. I can see it in your eyes. Beam me a message from a satellite to show me that you're there. You don't have to part the ocean to show that you care. Too close for comfort. And now I'm far from healing. Show me something that you live
All right, that is Riviera. And remember, you can catch those tunes too because he is streaming on Spotify and everywhere where good music is streamed on the sofa. Folks, the annual Selection 2024 of the Barcelona Sant Jordi Film Festival is kicking off. This is number 8. Oh my God, that's how thin, young, and gorgeous we are. This is the 8th annual year that this is kicking off. It's going to be kicking off, of course, for Sant Jordi. So remember, you're going to be having to get some literature and some roses as well. So from the 18th of April to the 26th of April, you are going to be able to catch all of the good stuff that's going to be kicking off there. I want to also make note that one of the beautiful things about that is that not only is there this selections that are all based on history or literature. Obviously, Sant Jordi Film Festival in Barcelona, so they do base it on that. But it also provides such a different view on a selection of different people that are going to be coming, different speakers, different workshops, all things of that matter. In fact, the inauguration film is going to be House in Flames, okay, Casa en Flames, which is by Danny de la Orden. It's being called a dramedy. And so that's going to be an interesting take on that. I'm curious what that's going to be. He's going to be presenting that as well. There's also going to be a closing film by none other than one of my favorites of all time. Not kidding, because he is from Austin, Texas. And I was raised there, well, near there anyway, and went to university there. And Richard Linklater is going to be joining the end as the Clausura. He's going to be presenting his film Hitman as well. And Meg Ryan's going to be here. Vincent Perez is going to be here. Pao Teixador is going to be here. I want to give a mad, beautiful shout out as well to the wonderful people who make all of this happen. And that would be Sylvia Maristan. I need to give a mad shout out of love to her. Sylvia Maristan, as well as our boy, whose name is escaping me right now, David Michans. I want to give a mad shout out to them as well because they make all of this happen. It is always a major labor of love because to plan everything, to get the jury selection for the people who's going to be doing all of this is never an easy feat. They make it happen like it's popping off like nothing. So from the 18th of April through the 26th of April, remember, these are also discounted tickets. All of this stuff is going to be happening. A lot of it is going to be happening at Cinemas Verdi, as well as Cinema Verdi's Park on the other side of Gracia, and at the Institut Français and other different little cinemas around the city. So please get a hold of that information. You can get everything you know and need to know and tickets as well at bcnfilmfest.com. We're going to throw one more little song out because I wanted to. In fact, what you're going to hear in the background of this music is a version of the Blues Walkers, who were performing just a few weeks ago at Craft BCN. This is called I Feel Good, and I want to give a mad shout out as well to our beautiful sister Esther. And this is the Blues Walkers, and we'll be right back with one of the lead instrumentalists of that, Mr. Jety. We'll be right back, everybody. You know what? Actually, apart from certain decisions he's made, it's not bad from the whole Gaza thing. Yeah, we're online. Yes, I'm talking, folks. Now that was just a melange. Every single instrument you heard is from my man Jety. I'm just kidding. No, but a lot of the instruments that you did hear from that song and that feel good with the blues soul singing of our lovely Esther Jimeno. Jety, thank you so much for being here, man. I'm going to give a one-man salute to my boy hanging here on the corner. Now, Jety, you are a member of Blues Walkers. You're a member of Cave, which we mentioned just a little bit ago. We were just playing a little bit of that live music that you did some months back or a few weeks ago at Craft PCN. But how long have you been here from Argentina? Because you've been here for a while, right?
No, not a lot. I have been here since like March of 2023.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So it's just been a year.
It's been a year.
Madonna. Okay, what brought you here originally from the lovely land of Argentina? Why did you want to come here?
Because first of all, I have my Spanish document, right?
Okay.
So I'm
You got the Spanish passport.
I'm very Spanish, like very Spanish. And I had a friend here who told me that I could live with her for a while. There were some after a while, co-living, and well, it got
the easiest.
it's not the easiest. So well, now I'm here, and I wanted to hear Barcelona because it has like mountains at a distance of an hour, and it has the beach. I didn't want to go to Madrid because it's like the center of the country. It's another vibe.
So it is
And I know here there's a lot of cultural movement.
Definitely. And
that-
it's something you learn. I mean, you probably were not so aware of the cultural movement happening in Catalonia when you arrived, or did you know?
No. I didn't know
about that?
how much
Okay.
of it. I knew that there were a lot of Argentinian people. A lot of Argentinian people. Well, we escaped. Everybody escaped to the same place,
Right, so you escape Argentina to come to Little Argentina.
Yeah,
I love it. Okay, so but I'm not kidding though. When I made the joke about you being a wonderful instrumentalist, you do play synthesizer keyboards, you do play the piano, you do play the guitar, and you can also play the saxophone. Did you say?
I am a sax player and I can play another instruments, but I'm the best at saxophone. That's the thing.
And so one of the things that you realize, my family, and I want you to look it up because Jety is also available on Spotify, Jety. The melange of music that you're going to hear from him, and yes, that's the word of the day, children. Look it up. It's from the French. The melange of music sounds that you hear from you, and in this track specifically that are laid out in Spotify, is so there's just a complete variety of them. So when you're a little boy, and he's going to be gracing us with the Blue and or Purple Mesa live sessions in just a little bit at the end of the show. But when you started playing, like at what age did you realize, okay, I need to be doing this? I've got the talent for music.
At like 17, like
So not like a nanny.
No.
Okay.
I started when I was a kid playing the guitar. Like a lot of kids play the guitar. It's a classic instrument you learn when you're a kid. And there was a time in when I was in secondary school that I didn't want to keep playing the guitar. It was like, okay, I'm tired of this. I want to play another instrument that not all the people play, And I thought of saxophone because there were a couple of songs that I really love that had saxophone.
Like which ones?
One is Your Latest Trick from Dire Straits. That was Dire Straits was one of my favorite bands when I was a kid because my father listened to it when he took me to school.
We love Mark Knopfler here.
Yeah, he's genius. Well, and I wanted to play another instrument that nobody plays. Nobody, I thought that who plays the saxophone? I don't know anybody who plays the. Then you start playing the saxophone, and it's no, there's a lot of people playing the saxophone. If I were to play the tuba, it would have been okay. Nobody plays the tuba. Yeah, that's right. And well, I had the 16.
That is true, actually.
That is true. The trombone, the fagot, the fagot.
It.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Well, So at 16, I started learning saxophone. I was 1 year without saxophone. So my parents, they told me like, okay, you want to learn the saxophone? I will buy you a saxophone when we know that you really want to, because it's an investment.
Damn
I
right.
can't buy you a
Damn
saxophone
right.
because
Let's keep it real. Exactly.
you can buy a saxophone like, oh no, I played 1 month and I want a saxophone, and the next month, I got bored.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then the truth is, at the end of high school, I wanted to be a, how do you say,
A rock
this-
star. I'm just kidding.
No, this, how would you say, locutor?
I wanted to really. You wanted to be a radio show host or
I
radio
want
presenter.
radio show host. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to be a radio show host because
Why?
I really
Cool, man.
I really like music,
Hell
and
yeah.
I wanted to like teach people music because I thought like people listen to bad music, and I wanna.
No, what
I
are
wanna,
you saying?
I wanna have a radio show so I can show people what is good music. That was my that's what I thought. And my father told me like, you don't need to go to university to be a radio show host.
True.
There's a career, but you don't need to have that career done to be a radio show host. I was okay. Well, I'm gonna be a music teacher.
Yeah.
He told me like, but you know that music teachers are often like, they want to be musicians and they can't. Is how you say
So
it.
that expression
Resentidos,
of
no.
those who can't teach and those who can do
Something like that.
I do both, actually. So you can, but okay. So which did you go the route? Were you ever on the radio? I have to know now.
I had a radio show.
Hell yeah, man.
In 2020, I had a radio show that it was called Prioridades, and I did a weekly show
Yeah,
about the biography of different artists.
Okay.
There are a few of those programs in YouTube in
Can-
my channel.
You know what? Okay, so what is the channel, please, so we can mention that to the audience? Your channel and YouTube is
It's Jety.
Jety, Jety. Nobody has that
Yeah.
name. It is so perfect. So when you look up Jety on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, it's just going to come up. Jety, J-E-T-Y. Folks, I'm not kidding, because we're going to also play a little bit of Jety doing psychedelia. Now he's going to be Jety doing jazz and pop for us in the instrumental live here in the studio in just a little bit. But then you just mentioned it, so now I have to ask you, sir. What are some of the influence, or who are some of those bigger influences? Now, we did mention Dire Straits and Mark Knopfler 5 minutes ago. Were there any other instrumentalists that pushed you, or people that you really got inspired? Because you said you also on your radio show you would talk about biographies of these people.
There are a lot of people that
Talk to us, please.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that I really like. In the saxophone way, the saxophonist, I really like Maceo Parker.
Oh,
I really like
his tunes with Prince. I can't. Oh my
course.
God, yes.
There's the duo when Prince calls Maceo Parker and Candy Dulfer, and then the two sax. Come on, yeah. Another one that I really like is David Sanborn. I was like a huge fan of David Sanborn. I started wearing my sax very high,
Because of him.
because of him, because he plays like this because he had a polio problem when he was
Really?
kid. Yeah, he plays like this with a sax like in this way. Sorry, because he had polio and he started playing the sax because
so
the
handsome.
doctors recommended. That's the things that I know because I did a radio show.
Oh, see, exactly, man.
And I started wearing like this, and now I play like this too.
I'm going to put that on Instagram. That is funny. Because of David Sanborn. Let me ask you, did you used to wear those suits he would wear, the solid collar shirt? And
No,
he's
not so
always
much.
wearing
Not
that-
so much. I have my own style. I put my coat over my shoulders. I don't put the
Put your
sleeves.
coat on my shoulder. I love this. Okay, and Candy Dolphin, I'm glad that you mentioned her as well, because sometimes in different circles they don't always get. They're just desserts, I think. Were there any classic saxophonists that you loved?
I have my jazz era. I listen to Coltrane, and I really like Cannonball Adderley.
Oh, the Adderley
Uh,
brothers in general. Yeah, man.
Adderley Brothers, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And then I really like Joe Henderson. I had like all
Beautiful.
the
What about the music of Stan Getz?
I like Stan Getz, but I didn't listen to it very
Okay.
much. That's the truth.
I just love
I know that you like it very
Brazilian-
much. You know,
That
we had the
Brazilian
conversation.
sound. But that's not another thing. Even though he may not, folks, Jety can play it. That's all I'm saying. You may not know, but he can play it. And one of the things that I want to do right now, hold on, I want to make sure I'm going to get the right track because we had a little bit of a snafu earlier. I apologize for the snafu from before. I had stolen a track without really telling my tech man. Shout out, Eduardo. Thank you for everything always. That it was a YouTube clip because I wanted to play my boy and our girl Esther live. This is actually a ditty that he recorded with another gentleman named Dante during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to play this before we get to our live music session in just a little while. Pero, Parlamento Ergonómico. When I was listening to it this morning, I made my coffee, and then Jesus told me to puff something green because there's a psychedelic sound that comes out of this that is beyond the chain. So I'm going to have to send this album to my father, who's hiking right now. Sir, tell me a little bit about Parlamento Ergonómico because this is a different sound from what I've ever heard from you.
Yeah, I wanted to make something. I really like to compose a lot of genres, in the music. I mostly compose blues, and I have my jazz era, too. But I have some pop songs and some psychedelic
Experimental
ideas.
songs.
Some experimental
Totally.
songs, some psychedelic ideas that I start like in the
Absolutely.
street. I really like to when I have an idea when I walking in the street. It becomes an idea, musical idea. I record it. I record them in my cell phone. Then I have my folder with all my ideas and all my songs.
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to make a song that was like different from the blues thing that I do. And I called Dante. And I told him, okay, I have these ideas, like 5 ideas. Pick one, and we will start a song with that. And we had the dun 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 dun, the bass line,
That
and
you
we
can-
started
that
from
you're
the
going
bass
to
line.
hear in 2 minutes, kids.
Yeah, we started from the bass line, and then I gave him the chords, and he did the B part, and then I recorded the saxophone over.
When
I
you
think-
say you record like you're walking around, do you like?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
dun, 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 dun,
I do that with
dun.
writing stuff, but because I like to. I'm a writer,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's the creative process, kids. Okay, well, part of that creative process is going to be here live on Blue Mesa Live Sessions here at 106.9 in the Club with Lucas. But right now, we're going to play a little bit of this Jety. Again, you can also find this streaming on Spotify as well. This is called Parlamento Ergonómico. Even the title is great and funny. And this is Jety with a gentleman named Dante. It's not even 3 minutes, but it's 3 minutes of pure pleasure, and we'll be right back, everybody. And then that's the way that it ends. Okay, so again, Jety, Jety. Now, really quickly, we're going to be forming in just a minute. I mean, I don't know how much you want to play. If you want to play 3 songs, 2 songs, 4 songs, 10 songs. I'm just kidding. At least 3 or 4 would be beautiful. But there's another one. At the very end, when my beautiful brother finishes playing, we're going to give you an outro of another song that you can also find streaming where all good music is streamed by Jety, Jety, called Arrebol. And right before you finish, I'm going to ask you to tell me a little bit about that song because it was so beautiful and I want to use it as an outro. But what are you being inspired to do and listen to these days before you start playing? What is it moving you these days? What kind of music or what themes?
These days is the same as I have been hearing a lot of years.
Okay.
I really listen to blues. I became I think in 2020 or 2021 I became a fan of Tom Waits. I
Oh,
really like found myself in his music. You know
I
that I
understand.
want to do that. You know that is the music I want to do. Like, to tell a story and to be a little bluesy, a little depressed. And not in a bad way, but like the songs are melancholy. You know.
He's almost
Uh,
like an inebriated prophet.
I like what he says. Tom Waits said, I love beautiful melodies telling me terrible things. You know, I really love
Well said.
Um,
He
and
said
well,
that. I didn't know
I
that. I love it.
I really love Tom Waits.
Mhm.
And well, there are a lot of things. I don't listen to sax players as much as before
Yes, sir.
because I became more a composer than
Mhm.
a sax player. I really
Mhm.
found myself in that.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, I really like to compose a lot of things. Not only blues, not only that kind of music. I have some pop songs. In my first album, there's a tango. You know,
Mhm.
um,
Ah,
I didn't play it. I didn't
of
play
course.
in the tango.
Can
I
you dance it, sir? Can you
no,
dance
no,
the
no. I cannot
tango?
dance it. No, I just compose it,
There you
and
go.
I didn't compose it very well because if you listen to the tango records, the chords are not
The
like
same as the
tango.
tango
No, no, it's
chords. Got you.
because I didn't knew how to compose tango, and I was like, okay, I want to compose a tango.
But it's just the different genres that you flow through. That's what impresses me.
Yeah, yeah.
Specifically over the last this last week when I was doing all the research for this, it's the different genres that you flow through. I'm questioning it because I didn't hear any. But would you ever do like tap into the genre of house or techno?
Um, really, I don't know that word.
Hmm.
You know.
I'll show you. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I don't know that word. I do not listen to electronic music a lot.
Mm, okay.
Um,
Okay.
but maybe someday I can
Never
say no.
say never.
Never say never. No, no.
Exactly.
There was a guy in Cabe, you know,
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
community, who needed a producer, and I told him he does electronic music, and I told him, well, maybe I can help you. So there is a possibility that I will produce an electronic album. I don't know if it's electronic.
It's going to happen, and I will be there to produce. I love this. What are you going to be gracing us today? We always do, well, when we can, at least once a month, we love to do what we call the Club with Lucas Blue Mesa live sessions because of all the blue lights here.
Okay.
And what are you going to be playing for us today, sir? Because you're also going to be
Um,
playing tonight. I want to make shout of that really quickly, if you would permit
of
me.
course.
If you're in Sitges or going down there for a beautiful time, let me tell you what. And Carret Sampao number 2 is a lovely restaurant called Zac Rendezvous. Zac Rendezvous. It is a wonderful place for delicious food, but not only that, incredible music. And you're going to be gracing there last night. You
Yes,
just got
of
back
course.
from another big in Martorell last night or earlier this morning, I'm sure.
Yeah,
You're here
last
now
night.
playing. The man never stops. This is what does. This is what we do, and this is why we're so proud to also be aligned with Cave, which we'll talk about in just a second. But what are you going to be playing for us today on your beautiful Roland here?
The first song I will be playing is the last song that I composed I think the last week.
Okay.
And then I can play maybe a song in Spanish because
Please.
I
I want you to flow. That's the whole idea, is to flow.
because I compose some things in Spanish and some things in English.
Cierto.
The things, how do you say? Some music is more
It has
more.
the element you needed in English or you need it in Spanish. Totally.
That is because
it's the spirit, mijo. It's the spirit of the Lord.
you can compose a tango in English. You can, but it's like it loses a lot of the
The
essence.
musicality
You know?
is different.
And I like to play blues, and the blues it started in English.
There
That's
you
the thing.
go. That's right. That's the African soul in all of us. Listen, well then I'm going to ask you one other question. Is there any way you might at the end play a standard, like any standard you want,
A
like
standard,
a jazz
no,
standard?
yeah, maybe
if
I
you
can
want,
play.
if you know, you're no pressure.
Maybe.
Okay, we'll see what flows. But my family, welcome to the Blue Messes live sessions. This is going to be Sir Jety. Again, he is a master of all trades, at least I'm going to say of 4 instruments, and he's going to be gracing us right now with this beautiful Roland synthesizer keyboards. And this is Jety on RCE 106.9 FM.
You can listen to my voice right here.
Yes, as you go, sir.
I don't know. Si me dicen ahí, está perfecto. Bueno. The song is called All the Places.
All the places.
All the Places.
All the places by Jety.
Yeah. I would be alone right now if I wasn't so in love with you. There is so much pain in my heart when we fight about nothing. I would be at home right now if it wasn't such a lovely day to spend with you, to share with you, and every now and then I remember all the places where we've been together, all the spaces that we flew through alone. I would be in the dark if it wasn't for the brightest stars I have ever seen. Have you ever been with someone who didn't love? All the places where you were together, all the spaces that you flew through that time. I'm going through some changes in my life. I never thought that I could be all the places where we've been together, all the spaces that we flew through, that we flew through, that we flew through somehow. I would be alone right now if it wasn't so in love with you.
Jety, wow. Thank you. Yeah, and I feel, not only do I feel the words because of some stuff that's going on personally, but I hear the Tom Waits coming out.
Yeah, no?
I feel
Yeah, a
that's,
little.
it's not tortured though, but it is very, very direct. Thank you for that.
Okay, it was. Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
I mean, I when you mentioned Tom Waits and then I hear him, thank you so much. But that was Jety, folks, right here on the Blue Mesa Live Sessions. And now you mentioned that you're going to be playing one in Spanish. Give us some of your soul in Spanish, please.
Okay.
What is this one called, Jefe?
This one is called Caja de Estrellas.
Caja de Estrellas. Eso es.
Box
of Stars, loves. And again, right here on RCE 106.9 FM with Sir Jety. Thank you so much, brother.
Give me 1 second. I will change the thing.
See, this is the beauty, and what I say is the difference between a keyboard synthesizer and a piano. And yet one of the two of 4 instruments you play.
I didn't bring my saxophone because I didn't have anything.
Next time, folks. Next time he's just going to be doing like on Mary Poppins. Remember, he's got the saxophone. He's doing everything. And I love it.
The guitar
All right.
on my foot.
Why not? Box of Stars.
Una caja de estrellas vendidas al por mayor, tu reflejo en la mesa y la muerte de una ilusión. Titubean las aves, no saben vivir sin sol. Las manchas de tinta que iluminan tu corazón. Esta vez va a ser igual que cuando regresé. Una carta de luces perdida en un sofá y tu amor tan distante no conoce la libertad. No me quedan remedios, comida y tampoco alcohol, pero sé que en tu casa siempre encuentro una pasión. Y esta vez va a ser igual que cuando regresé por vos. estrellas perdida en un sofá. Tu reflejo en la mesa y la muerte de la verdad.
Wow, another one-man salute to an all-man band because he really can do many, many instruments. Wow, Jety, thank you so much for being here today.
No, thank you for
You know what? This was, in fact, the entire show. So many changes happened this week, and the entire show was kind of thrown together within the last couple of days, and you killed it. Thank you so much for being here. No, again, I want to make mention that he will be playing at Restaurant Zac Rendezvous in Carrer San Pau number 2 in Sitges tonight. What time will you be kicking off there at their extravaganza?
It starts like at 9.
It starts around 9.
The truth is that you need a reservation.
So make a reservation. It might be sold out already.
It's every Saturday. Every Saturday.
And it's every Sunday.
Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Yeah, every Saturday.
Today's Saturday,
Today's
exactly.
Saturday.
Hella, today's Saturday. And it's a beautiful Saturday, everybody. So call your reservations if you have any plan or if you're down in Sitges and listening to us there. Restaurant Zac Rendezvous. Now, it's actually, they say in their website, we're bringing you every night more than 4 hours of gastronomy, exquisite gastronomy, voices and live music spectaculars like very little other people that do in Sitges. Thank you so much for being here. And are you going to be playing another show coming next week as well? I know you're going to be there at Rendezvous in Sitges every Saturday. Do you play another show?
Not now.
Okay.
I don't have a show. No, mentira. We have in Blues Walkers. When?
Hell yeah, because Blues Walkers is who we're playing yesterday, just a few minutes ago, 45 minutes ago. And that is also with my queen, Lady Esther Jimeno. And so we're going to have a Blues Walker show coming up.
We have a Blues Walkers show on the 26th of April. That it is in Bodegon de Sands.
In Bodegon de Sands.
In Bodegon de Sands.
There you go. Okay, the 26th of April.
It's like at 8.
At
and
8
it's
o'clock.
Esther's birthday. So
and it's Esther's birthday, so it's going to be a whole celebration at Bodegon de Sands as well. And you know what? We're going to be making a shout out of that anyway, and we'll put some of that here on our websites and Al Gore's interwebs. Folks, I want to thank so much Jety for being here as well. And I want to give a mad shout out as well from phoning in from Hawaii to Mr. Kevin Patterson. Remember, folks, you can get all that information as well, and where good music is streamed by Jety at Jety, and as well as Kevin O. Kevin Patterson, on Instagram and Facebook. Everybody, we're going to be seeing you at same bat time and channel as we do on Saturdays. I want to send you out with a little bit of love and another little extra bit of music in a different genre from my boy here, Jety, and this is off his solo stuff as well that can be streamed wherever good music is streamed as well, and on Spotify, of course. Arrebol, and folks, we love you. Remember, keep yourself safe, keep yourself distanced, keep yourself loving yourself and other people, and we'll see you next Saturday. Bye, everybody. Ciao, ciao. Thank you.